welcome everybody to day two of the Create-a-thon. So I'm glad everybody took the time and created content. I was so impressed, kind of jealous that I thought I was artistic until I looked at the artwork you guys created. It was wonderful, and I feel inspired. And for the people who are on We Video, take your time to use that. We have it for another 6 weeks, and we actually have Create-a-thon. Pixton for the until the end of this month. We can use that, but I think this content is ready to go up on the creators for the count. If you were able to look at Pixton, you can see some of the remarks I gave, and that was related to the captions portion, where you can do a short description and describe the scene, but it's limited to, what did you say, Brandon? 400 characters or 250 characters?
I think it's 400 and 300, depending on what.
Yeah.
Some of them, depending on some.
Okay, and then what a good option was Kira did when she just downloaded a Word version, and that will allow you to just add more of a description. So let me share my screen, and we're going to do, well, before we even do that, let's introduce our participants and give any tips that they may have had, issues, accessibility, usability of the program, and that matter. So first on my screen in front of me, Adam Weiser. You want to introduce yourself and talk about your experience developing content for our Create-a-thon?
Okay. Hi, my name's Adam Weiser, and I had I liked doing the Create-a-thon because it helped me learn about the census and things like that. When I did my comic, it was a little bit hard for me because of adding the photos. Kind of was a little difficult because they would come up on the screen twice when I didn't want it, but otherwise creating it was pretty fun.
Yeah, and since it was online in the cloud, you always have that latency or delay because it depends on how fast your internet connection is. Because you do one action and then you have to send it to the cloud and send it back. But it was wonderful. You look like an expert. I love what you provided. Uh, Kira, did you have any feedback on the Create-a-thon program or comments, and then the content materials?
I guess Pixton, there's a few just glaring things they could fix to make things a lot more accessible. One of which would just be to be able to describe what you want when you type it. So if you want like a facial expression or something, as well as making the captions audible. At least I couldn't see where to find that. That would make a lot of sense to me, where if you could click on a comic and it would describe it or read at least the dialogue. And obviously that's not on this Create-a-thon or in anyone. It's just not an accessible program. But it would be cool to see if Pixton or other programs, and they might already do that because I'm not. This is my first comic that I've ever made. So maybe other programs do. But other than that, I thought it was a pretty good interface. And with Zoom Text, I was able to make it, but I don't really know, to be honest, even with Zoom Text, if my facial expressions were all that correct. But I thought it's a great way because a lot of people really enjoy comics, and so I think it's a great outlet to make advertising. And so yeah, I thought it was pretty good. Yeah, all I did was when you download the comic, you can either download it like with each individual frame. Is that the right word?
They call it panels, but I know what you mean.
That's what it is, panel. Okay, I couldn't remember the term, but with individual panels as separate documents, so you can zip it and it's a zip drive with the separate documents, or you can download it, with a regular comic strip with all the different panels on one piece of paper, or 2 pages or something. But I did it individually so that then I could use those as images in Word, and then give the text and description above each panel, and make each panel very large so that it was a whole page. As well, to be at least a little more accessible on the visual end. So
You have that. That's a good point because We Video is an online based program. Now I'm thinking about this may be off topic, but like Google Docs, OneDrive, and online in the cloud programs that kind of run, simultaneously. I think it's called synchronously. Is that a way? I wonder if they work with screen readers because you're using HTML. It's not like some program that's installed on your hard drive. I just wonder how accessible web-based programs are when it comes to working with.
well, I would like to see. I definitely would like if you have someone who uses JAWS. I think that would be interesting. Zoom text. I have a reader, but it's not very sophisticated. So it reads documents for me, but it's not necessarily like it can really read a website very well. But JAWS can do a lot more. So I would be really interested to see if we could get someone who does use JAWS to try out some of these platforms.
Okay, yeah, that'd be great if JAWS can work with HTML5 or those type of programs. So great. So I can't believe that was your first time ever using Pixton. So what we're going to do now, I'm going to share my screen and go into. I downloaded. Okay, you're first, Kira. So let me present my screen, and then you can describe your comic and how it relates to our Create-a-thon. So now it's on the screen now. Create-a-thon participant showcase. It had your name underneath it. So what was your theme, or what were you going for?
It's still loading. There you go.
Okay. So yeah, thank you. It says Create-a-thon participant showcase and exclamation points. Has your name underneath it, Kira. So describe what were you going for when you made your comic. What was your overall idea?
So my best friend is a doctor, and so I thought I'd make her in comic strip form. And one of the things, she doesn't work for the census, but she is in our region where she works in Missouri. And so I, had talked to her about how to talk to all of her patients. And of course, she's concerned about people with disabilities, making sure they're getting counted. And so I just kind of put as if, she was with a patient, or I guess I just used my own avatar rather than creating another one. Because it is a lot of work with my eyes. But so I just had her go, be like, okay, I'll see you next month. A lot of us especially with medical disabilities, go to the doctor quite often. So, our healthcare professionals, we trust, when we find good ones, that is, we trust them. And so they're a trusted voice in our community. And so I really encouraged her, as well as other health organizations, like we have done in Chicago, to reach out to their patients and make sure that they've completed the census and really spread the word to show why it's important to complete the census, especially with disability. I know that many of my partners, here in Chicago, we follow you guys on Facebook, and many of you, including MOPD, post things often about the census. And so, but so do also disability groups that I've been on. So I kind of included that there, saying, oh yeah, I've seen it on there, like I'm aware of it. And then why is it important to me? And so then the doctor is able to kind of be that person and explain why, and kind of inspire the person to share out that same message with their disability community.
Fantastic. So the group, does anybody have any questions? I mean, my question is there anything about the panel or the comic that you would change or add to, like for instance, oh, you know what, let me show. Well, I'll show you a word version.
I wanted to show a kid. I wanted, because she's a pediatrician, but I couldn't figure out how to do a kid. Is that an option on there?
Brandon is our expert.
So for that, I think you would just have to dress them up in kids' clothing, because I don't think they can change the size of the person.
Okay, good to know. It wasn't just me. Okay.
But yeah,
crazy because I was like.
I thought that you can add different characters because they have something called content packs, and we pay for all of them. And if you would do hashtag baby or something, you may have been able to add one, but it would, like you can investigate all of the different options for like 2 whole weeks. There's so many different things. I'm quite sure you would have found it a way to add a baby. But
What does hashtag do?
well, no. So the content packs, you don't even have to do a hashtag. So if you want to create the
Okay.
content packs are different scenes. So you could do one based on a zoo, based on a city, or different backgrounds, and the different themes.
Okay.
Yeah, different themes based on different social, political, historical artifacts, and social programs. So that's what I meant. Yes, and one thing is I would think maybe the caption feature above. Uh, I noticed you didn't use that, and you may have overlooked it, but it's like above each panel you can describe the scene. Did
I did
did
not
you?
see that.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
Sorry.
So it's you could put that above each scene, and it just describes what's going on. So you could probably say, like they do in the comic books. At the optometrist, I met with my doctor, and we had a wonderful conversation. Whatever you can fit in 400 characters or less to do a visual description. But
Okay.
so my question is, can we maybe if you want to update it, or can we use what you said on our maybe we could use it on one of our social media pages if you don't mind. It's your work, so you
Yeah.
give us permission however
No,
you
you
want us
take
to.
it, change it how you want it. You do whatever you want with it to make it better and work for you guys. Yeah, you go ahead.
Okay, no, I don't think I can change it, but yeah, I'll use what we have. Great. Anybody from the group have any questions about the question commerce concepts? I want to say it's wonderful. I love it. I wish I could have did it that good in one day. Question commerce concepts. I want to say it's wonderful. I love it. I wish could have did it that good in one day. But
Yeah, all for all, she did pretty well for the time frame that she had. I believe this is a good representation of what the census is, and then how she used it in the doctor's sense. A lot of people do go to the doctor. Me
Yes.
personally.
Oh yeah, me too. Me too. I mean, you have to have a personal relationship and trust. I mean, that's one thing you really have to like trust the person too. So and they're an advocate, right? Physicians, they are an advocate for the census. So I wonder how the US Census works with physicians. What do you call the physicians who where they see when you have your annual examinations, they have a specific name.
General practitioners
Yeah,
or
general.
internal medicine. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we've met with most of the hospitals, but then we've also met with most of the community clinics, or have tried to in all of our communities. Obviously, a lot of that has changed since COVID. But like I met with Rush and Northwestern, and we met with the Mayo Clinic. I was actually going to go out to the Mayo Clinic in April, but that all changed. So we were really trying to work. But of course, we were getting with all the community clinics as well, because like you said, especially if they're a doctor that you trust, they're really going to be one of the best people to talk to you about why it's important. And it affects their ability to treat you and their ability to make sure you have the services you need. This is also really important in rural areas too, because rural areas, people come from far and wide to go to the doctor, to go to specialists in certain areas, and it's hard for us to reach rural areas. So we've targeted a lot of hospitals. Northwestern, I know, has a lot of sort of satellite offices throughout the state. So we were working really hard to get the word out there as well.
Great. So anybody else before we move on to Adam's comic strip? Okay, so Adam, you are next at the Create-a-thon participant showcase. So explain to us what you were thinking and the mindset behind your comic strip idea.
Well, I wanted to do this in a really fun way. So I wanted somebody in a community that can advocate for others to do something important. And so this guy saw this couple, the superhero saw this couple at the event, and so they met at their place. And there's always someone there to help you with something that you need that's important. So the superhero came and he helped out somebody who needed to know what the census is and how it works. And so at the end, you want to do something fun. And so I just decided to make it creative by going to see like fireworks and hang out with other people in the community who did their census.
Great, great. So, you want to describe each scene? Scene. I like the name of the superhero, Census Eliminator. How did you get that name?
Well, because, superheroes, eliminate usually bad things. So, but in this situation, I wanted to make it more positive because you can, say that, I'm here to help you in a way that's different than just kicking bad people's butts and everything. So.
Good, good. And jump in, guys, if you have any questions. Like the first scene is like a party, like a festival under a white tent. That kind of reminds me of like the Taste of Chicago or some big outdoor festival. Then the second scene is in front of somebody's house where you meet the guy in his suit and the other lady. So yeah, I guess you can pick different avatars. I don't think these two avatars are from our group. And then you meet the same guy in a suit at an office, at a desk behind a computer. And then the lady is back again with the gentleman in his suit at a party with fireworks. This is night. So I like how you chose 4 different scenes, different locations, indoors, outdoors, daytime, nighttime. That's good. That's good. Good, good. Good. So can we use yours too for our social media?
Yes, you can.
Good. So anybody have any questions about for Adam on how he thinks this can motivate, get a superhero? Like, first of all, we're going to get physicians to advocate and inspire people to fill out the census. Now we have superheroes. So we have all gamuts of the community.
Can I make a comment?
Oh, please.
Not a question. I just wanted to say I really love the eliminator concept, especially since we're trying to, eliminate all the people out there that haven't done their census by encouraging them to respond to the census. So I really like this. I think it's great to think of a little superhero going around. And I think especially this relates a lot to the people that we have out in the field right now who are going door to door, and the people that we have that we're sending to events that are helping people respond. They are kind of their own super census eliminators. So I think that's really cool.
Yes, they're like our superheroes. We had a presentation on, she said her disability was her superpower. And that kind of related to the census eliminator, which is like a superhero. And just to conquer all things. And I think that was a fantastic
I
concept.
think it was probably the commissioner, the new commissioner.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so thank you again. I'm gonna wait, I have one more screen to share. And we have all 10 people. So actually not 11 people. So these are our different characters. As part of our Create-a-thon, I'm on there twice from left to right. That's me. I have a superhero cape. This person to the left that has daggers, I think that's is that you, Brandon? Or
Daggers.
No. Yeah. Can you see my screen?
Yeah, I see, but I don't see daggers.
Okay, yeah. So it's a star, and they have 2 daggers underneath their hip. So that's either Christian.
No, that's
Alejandro.
No, that's what's his name?
Christian Lopez.
I think it might be Christian.
Okay, and then showing the peace sign.
That's
I'm-
Alejandro.
Okay, Alejandro. He has a spacesuit, and the same guy. Oh, guess who this guy is? African American with the glasses. That's Marcus. So he used the. So we had somebody sign up when we made our Eventbrite open to the public. He signed up on the first day, but I guess he wasn't able to join us. But he did sign up. That's great. And then Wonder Woman outfit looking
That's
is
Ashley.
Ashley. Yeah. And then there's you with the cool shades on, your arms folded, right?
Yeah, I'm surprised he gave me that costume. I don't remember putting on that costume.
Okay, now who is this girl right here? Is this
That's
either
Armani.
Armani. So she was with us for the first couple of weeks, first 3 weeks. And then here's me again as a student, Gerard Lockhart. And here's Aaliyah. Yay, Aaliyah. Now who is this guy with the glasses? Oh, Adam, that's you.
Me.
My fault, that's you. And then who is this young lady to the right? Kira, yay! So this is the whole group. So I'm gonna download
It's
this.
Kira.
Kira, this is our whole group. I downloaded this, but I'll share this on the email with the whole team. And fantastic, that's great. So I'm glad you guys were able to participate. So does anybody have any questions? Well, you guys have a great afternoon. Thank you very much. This concludes day 2 of the Mayor's Office for People with Disabilities, Chicago Public Schools Create-a-thon. Thank you for joining us. Goodbye.